15 minutes before I go live. Before I start the art. So if you are watching the replay, go ahead and fast forward 15 minutes. Because I'm just going to sit here and share and say hi to everyone who comes in. And then that way, if you're watching the replay, you're not super bored. Sound good? Sounds good. Hi, Dina. I did get your private message, but I didn't get a chance to respond because I was on the phone. So I'm just really glad you made it. That you didn't miss the kids. Don't forget to switch your chat to live chat so you can see exactly what is being said and how the conversation is going. How was breakfast? What'd you have? Hi, Pat. I'm so glad you got to join us. I'm not a huge breakfast eater because when it comes to breakfast, I love pancakes with lots of sugary syrup, so I just avoid that. And then I don't like eggs. Like, I don't like scrambled eggs or over easy eggs very often. I like deviled eggs with lots of mayonnaise and mustard. You don't like deviled eggs? Oh, you're crazy. Deviled eggs are good with everything. They're the perfect little side dish. Hello to the other people who are watching. Soon to be Nanny Nina. How are you? Good, I'm glad. Sorry about the noise. The fighter jets are out. I live really close to Nellis Air Force Base. Sorry, McCarran's the name of our airport. And the fighter jets are out doing nighttime practice, so It might be a little noisy in the background tonight. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Always glad to be back at the desk. I've had lots of computer work to get done over the last couple days and taking pictures and editing videos. And I mean, I know it's not going to stop because it's 100 days, but I've had some other extra ones on top of it. And so I'm good. I'm good. Oh, excuse me. Apparently a little tired, but. Yeah, right. Yeah, we were just talking about that last week. Gabe's double digits, and it's just crazy to even think that he's a decade old. So this is the little book that I'm working in and have been working in live. It started on Facebook and then switched to YouTube, but it's still open and just free for anybody to see. I think it's getting fairly close to done. I have to decide what I'm going to work on next, but thank you so much, Pat. I love them. I'm working on finalizing the designs for the next ones, and I gotta reorder the plus sign. I've been trying not to wax stamp everything. Oh my goodness, it's so hard. Like, I seriously just want to put it everywhere. And all three of them too. Like, I love all three so much. Sometimes it's hard to decide which one to use. And I haven't brought out the D in a while. And I did order a couple, at least one of Tina's. So I gotta have her send that to me so I can use it. But I know, aren't they great? Anna, yours shipped, I think. Yeah, yours shipped. I think all that stuff is shipped out, so that's good. Yep, I had some wax seals manufactured, some wax stamps, little whatever they're called, manufactured out of my designs. Oh, good, Anna, I'm glad. To stamp into wax. So there's a cross or a plus sign depending on how you stamp it. This is like my logo and everything I've been using. I did a paper boat, which is perfect for like envelopes and letters and stuff. And then just cool like travel stuff. And then this one's like a galaxy. It's stars and dots. These two were based off of the carved December stamps that I worked on. About 6 more minutes and then we'll get to the art. I'm still not sure. I don't know 100% what I'm going to do in the book tonight. I'll open it and flip through, and if you have suggestions, I'm always open to suggestions. Otherwise, I'll sort of just do what I want when I open it. Oh yeah, so I think I got, this is mine. And I will probably pick up a couple to carry in the shop the next time I place my order, which I'm hoping is by the end of this week. But this one I just bought straight off of Amazon, and I think it was like $12. And funny enough, it came with another spoon, which I thought was interesting because most wax seals come with a spoon. So this is not the one. This is the spoon that I have for my kits. But this one was like a little silver one. Actually, here it is. So it came with the little stove part and a spoon for $12. It was really affordable. And there's other versions too, like a little square wooden one. And yeah, I just searched on Amazon. And I say that just because we have Amazon Prime at our house. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, it may not be the best place for you to shop, but I bet somebody still has a good price on one. And it is really nice that I don't have to hold it anymore, because like it takes a few seconds and then your hand gets tired. And if you're doing more than one, well, then. You know what? Let me double check what it is called. It won't take me long. Because I just call it an oven, but I don't know that was the name. Yes, those you just, if they have a wick in them, you just light them with a lighter, like you said, and then it burns the wax onto your envelope. But if it doesn't have a wick, then what I did was I like put my flame down and I put my spoon above it, and then I pushed the wax stick into the spoon as the spoon was hot, and then it melted and filled it up. Okay, so yeah, of course. So when I don't know what this is going to look like. Oh no, okay, it does work. So it just says, so see, it was 11, now it says there's $1 shipping, but $11.89, so 12 plus $1 is $13. But this one says sealing wax warmer, melting furnace wax seal. And then there are like there's like fancier ones and stuff. Sorry, I guess you didn't need to see my whole Amazon shopping list, but let's see, sealing wax. And I don't know if you need to I would type in sealing wax, because if you just type in like wax warmer, it's going to be like the smell good kind. But so yeah, here's like a little round wooden one, $13. This one's $16. It comes with candles and more wax. Like there's a lot of options in here. Yeah, look up warmer. I guess that's how these are coming up. Wax warmer. Hi, Pam. And then like look at this one. If you shop well, like this one comes with all kinds of colored wax and tea lights, and I think it might come with a couple seals and then the little warmer. And that's $24. Like I know, right, Nina? I'm selling other people's goods. These aren't even mine. If you're interested, I still have 2 paper boats left. The rest of my seals sold out, but I have 2 paper boats, and they come with 100 pellets. I've already dug into this one, but they come with 100 pellets of black and 100 pellets of white, and a spoon, and 2 tea lights. P.S. Just saying. All right, it's 7. So, what do you guys want to see? I got this awesome little kick-ass, like little flipper journal I've been working in, accordion style, back and forth. I've done lots of stuff so far. done some stitching, lots of mark making, asemic writing, gesso, lots of tip-ins, a little bit of stamping, stabilo work, machine stitching, hand stitching, a little bit of collage stuff. That's what I worked on last time. So I worked on miniature collages that then I could build on top of this with. So if you don't want to see something specific, that would be exactly what I would continue to work on tonight. But I like to ask if there is, you know, something specific maybe you saw me do recently, or I don't know. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for saying that. I really love this piece. It didn't start out this way, but it has really morphed into a pretty friggin' spectacular bit. I'm not going to lie. Like, I love how, and it's reversible. So it's both sides have good stuff on them. And like, so there, I've used Wow Studio washi tape. This button is a handmade ceramic button by Tina Walker. I did some shell buttons and an old coffee burlap bag. Like, it had coffee beans in it. There's muslin and canvas and paint and wax sealing, of course. But yeah, I think I'm going to pull out some vintage texts and maybe just layer some stuff up and make some little piles to glue on, and yeah, call it really good. You know what I am going to use is, let's see, I'm going to use a little bit of the fabric I've been playing with and practicing with. I have lots of little fabric bits. So this one is one that I designed. This one is one that I hand painted. But this one is like a duck cloth, and it's really popular. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, I think, and it has this gorgeous handwriting on it. But because it's duck cloth, it's really similar to canvas, and it's so different than just a regular cotton. And I'm going to get out some of the Sari silk ribbon from Wow Studio. Just have a little bit of stuff on the desk to play with. All right, so I got this. I have some vintage texts. Let me get a few more of those. Oops. Here's a ticket. Just whatever I have laying around. This is how my 100-day project is coming together also. I mean, like, I do get out some new stuff to use in the 100-day project, but mostly it's kind of what I have laying around close by, because I have stacks and piles everywhere from doing collage work, because I love it so much. So it's nice to use that stuff up and get little bits and bobs put together. Bits and bobs. Bits and bobs. Oh, you know what? I'm going to... So these are silk casings, silkworm casings. This is like what's left over after the silkworm. Look at how cool they are. I love them. I'm going to get out one of those. Try not to get too 3D, like with more buttons and stuff like that, because it's getting pretty chunky. All right. I will sit a minute and get to work. So what are all you guys working on? What have you been, what are you working on? What's on your desk? Oh, look at all these are glued together. They're kind of already an embellishment. Already some stacked goodness. Ooh, I like how just the edge of the music bars stuck there. I do need to keep in mind the size, so we're going to just rip it right down the middle. Same with this. Are you guys doing the 100-day project? Yeah. I've seen yours, Pat. Do you want to tell everyone else what you're working on for your 100-day project? all friends here. Feel free to share. Oh, oops, sorry about that. I had an avalanche. Oh, Valentine's Day cards. You know what? I forgot that Valentine's Day was here. I don't know, just because there's so much going on, maybe. Like, everyone's finding things to do since we're all at home. And that is, I mean, like, honestly, Valentine's Day was the last thing on my mind. And I'm happily married. You know, we usually do celebrate Valentine's Day. So, I don't know. My head's been all over the place. And even, I was going to say, even knowing about Nina's 28 Days of Love, I still, like, neglected this whole Valentine's Day thing. Nina just found out she's going to be a grandma, so she's going to be Nanny Nina. So she said she's working on her, her nursery, right? Oh, yeah. So they're using the kind of cards that they received in grade school to evoke that feeling of being a kid again. How nice is that? Stencils and stamps. Hi, Lynn. Okay, so I glued some layers together, including the silk, a piece of this waxy paper, and where I tore that music note, and that turned out so fun. That's cool. I love the Valentine swap. All right, I'm gonna glue one more down, and then I'm gonna do some hand stitching, and there's not gonna be like a rhyme or reason. I'm gonna do some straight stitches, and they're just gonna be kind of crazy, and I'm gonna do them in black. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you liked today's video. I I didn't love it when I was working on it, but when I got to the end, I knew it was done because I loved it so much. Isn't that funny? Like, I was not thrilled with it in the beginning, and it's been so long since I've really played with watercolors, and I was kind of overworking them a little bit, and in the end, yeah, I love it too. I saved it. I don't know how, but I saved it. And I just, the idea to make it like interactive was, I thought I was a genius. I celebrated. Oh, that's cool. The tool. Oh my gosh, I can't thread my needle. Oh, you know what? Is it by We Are Memory Keepers? I know what tool you're talking about, and it is really cool. Yes. And it puts different stitch patterns down. Is that right? It's like a little roller wheel, like the old roller stamps were. All right, so I am not doing anything specific here. I am doing a straight stitch, and I'm going in and out and in and out and in and out. And you'll see what I mean. It's going to be just sort of random and all over the place on purpose. So I have to work on making it random because I want it to look very haphazard and sort of like home done. And so by doing that, to achieve that, I'm going to start and stop the stitches in different places, and the stitches are also going to be different lengths. So it's just, you know, very home done, homemade, not fancy machine stitching, just different shapes, and not shapes, I guess they're all straight stitches, but different lengths. And sometimes there's 2 in a row, and sometimes there's only 1, and it's very similar to mark making. I'm just now doing it with thread and a needle. So there. Now that I have 4 on there, you can see. And I just use it as a mark, and I fill in the space until I'm happy with the result. And I chose black thread, but obviously you can use whatever you like. And this is, now I would normally have defaulted to a DMC thread, the embroidery thread that hangs on the tiny skeins on the wall, but this is actually a pearl cotton size 10, and I got it because it was dirt cheap. It's a little bit thinner than the DMC. I recently learned that you're actually supposed to pull the strands of DMC apart of embroidery thread. I didn't know that. I always just used it thick as it is, and I loved it. But this is really affordable, and it was a little bit thinner, and so I just tried it new. And there's a bunch on here which I like because I had to, you know, I would go through a skein of skein, however you say that word. I would go through one of those easily in a week, and I mean they're not expensive, but regardless, now this will last me a bit longer, so that's nice. I got it in the same area as the DMC embroidery thread is at Michael's. I got a gift card for Christmas, and I was in there doing my shopping. So last week, well, actually, I guess 2 weeks ago now, it was Gabe's birthday, and it's hard. He didn't have a party. You know, we're social distancing. We're doing what we are supposed to. And so for his birthday, we waited until like 8:30 at night. And then I took him to GameStop because he hasn't been in a year, and he's such a gamer kid. And so I let him shop at GameStop when there were no other people in there. And there was a Michael's next door. So we popped into Michael's afterwards so I could spend my gift card. But he has not been anywhere in so long. And I haven't been many places, but I've gone a couple that he hasn't. So poor kid, stuck at home. It's all right. Yeah, look at how cool that is. I love it. I love this. I love this type of stitching so much. It's mark making with thread. That's what it boils down to. Anyway, so yes, I was in Michael's, and that's it was in the same place as the embroidery thread. I'm coming back over here. I feel like that side could use one more stitch. Yeah, that looks better. All right, one down. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Mostly it was good for him, so that's nice. He's such a well-behaved kid. Gabe is my son. I'm sorry. He's my son. He turned 10 on the 20th of January. I apologize. Sometimes I forget that. Not everyone knows everything about me. He's a 4th grader. Sewing is relaxing. I agree so much. All right. I want to do that again, but this time I want to do some French knots. So I'm going to give myself a little bit bigger of a workspace, not by much. So this one is silk sari ribbon, then a piece of wax paper, book text, like music note, book text, and the stitching. This time I am going to use the silk worm casing. And depending on what you like, I just pull them apart because then the edge is like, you know, more distressed that way. My husband is a gamer. I mean, he has a job and he provides, and but actually we all of us game. I bought the silkworm casings on Etsy. So whenever it comes to like weird sort of boutique stuff like that, I've usually been shopping on eBay or Etsy. And they're not always available, like from the people who have silk farms. You know, sometimes that they have them in stock and sometimes they don't, depending on what stage their farm is in at that point. It sounds funny to say it like that, but that's exactly how it goes. So sometimes they'll have a lot and they'll be a good price, or sometimes they'll have, you know, just a couple. You can only buy 5 or 10. Like, I mean, you saw my bucket. There's tons. I buy because I teach a lot of classes, so I try to buy everything in bulk and then have a bit when I make a new project and someone wants to do the class. Yeah. Okay, so while I have you and we're doing some stitching on this one, and my friend Tina taught me this. Tina Walker. I co-teach Mad Matter with her, and we're very good friends and have some products together. But she taught me, which I love because obviously I like things that hang out and scritchy, scratchy edges and fuzz and bits and bobs and all that. I used to secure all of my stitching, but she said, hey, you don't have to do that. If you're going to glue it down anyways, you can just leave your threads hanging out, and then when you glue them down, they're secure. And she's so right. That being said, you cannot do that when you're doing French knots. And I actually need a little bit longer piece of thread, so that sucks because I have to rethread my needle. But when you're doing French knots, you need them to be secure in the back because you're going to pull on it and wrap the thread around the needle. And I'll show you. And I demo French knots a lot because they're one of my favorite stitches and people seem to have trouble with them. And it's totally, absolutely 100% something I think everyone should know. All right, so I rethread my needle and I'm going to tie a knot in the bottom. And it's big, like you can see it, right? It takes space because I don't want my thread to pull through. But I'm going to pull it all the way through, and then it's snug. I'm going to tug it. It's snug. It's not going to pull through. And you kind of have to get used to holding stuff this way. But I'm going to hold the paper with these 2 fingers down here. And I'm keeping this nice and taut between my thumb and my forefinger. And I'm wrapping the needle, the thread around the needle by moving the needle. And it's important, okay, that you go under the thread and then away from yourself. And when you go over the thread, you come back to yourself. So you're going to keep going, and you go just a couple times, and you're keeping everything nice and taut. And you're going to go back in either the same hole or really close to it. The idea is to go back in the same hole because what you're doing is creating a knot for the thread to get caught on and for it to not, like N-O, pull through that way. See how that is now? A little knot. And the thing about French knots is that they make really, really, really pretty flowers when you're doing embroidery and other things as well, like tree leaves and stuff like that. But they're fun. It's fun to have little knots of thread that are not going to pull out. And the size of the knot is dependent on how many times you go around the needle with the thread. And it's important that you're gentle, of course, if you're stitching on paper, but that you keep this taut where you're holding on to that thread. Because if you let go, then stuff just gets kind of crazy and all over the place. Now I have two. And actually, while I'm doing this, it's a good idea to put a little clip here so that this doesn't keep getting in my way, that little fuzz, because it ain't great. Oh, Lynn, do you use it? I'm glad. I love French knots. I probably demo the French knot too much, but it is seriously my favorite. And I love mixing stitches too. So you don't have to do the same stitch over and over and over. Whoops. Drop my thread. Oh, I dropped it again. It happens. Oh, when did he turn 6? We have a Nintendo Switch too. We love it. Do they play Animal Crossing? I loved Zelda Breath of the Wild. We play a lot of games here, so maybe we don't talk about games because I could talk forever about video games and art. And I think you guys probably want me to talk about art. I don't actually know anything about embroidery, so I do apologize if I have said something incorrectly or ignorantly or anything like that. I just like sort of know what I like and adapt it to mixed media. But I want to know more embroidery stitches. Like I've saved a couple pins and stuff to really branch out and know more of them. And I need to, oh, and a video. Did you see the video that I shared in my Facebook group? Some of those stitches were incredible. I just couldn't even believe like what they turned into. It's really a whole art form. Like I have I absolutely 100% admit that. Yeah, the Switch is good. We have an Xbox One and a Switch. And a Super Nintendo. But that kind of stays put up until we get our own permanent place. All right, look at that. That'll work. And then again, so this is just like when it started. Like this is the one stitch you for sure need to secure, because if the thread starts to pull out, then what happens is the knots just get undone. Like, you know, it's just wadded up thread. So I'm going to come around the back and just tie this into a knot. No, I have not seen that, Dina. All right, so there, I'm gonna do this. I don't know exactly how well it'll focus, but you can see now. This is funny. This thread has like a loose bit. I'm gonna cut it off. I don't like it. There. Okay. Now we have two. They're kind of similar, but when I put them in the journal, we'll get them spread out and around. Oh yeah, so when you buy patterns for embroidery, they have like the stitches on them, correct? Like the stitches you're supposed to be using. So that would be cool fodder for your journal for sure. Did you not end up using them? You know, oh yeah, it says you never used it. It's lumpy and bumpy. I have to check it out. Send me a link if you have time via private messenger. Via messenger. Okay, so let's open this back up and see if I can find a place for those and or be inspired to work on something else. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Oh, I'm a fan of that right there. And I don't want to think too hard about it, so I'm just going to glue it down. I'm using gel medium. I am using glossy gel medium. I prefer matte. I bought the wrong one and I told myself I had to use it. Because it's not fair to waste product. I can't wait to see them, seriously. Ooh, okay, so check this out. And this is, you can put it here so other people can see it. That'd be great. And I can click it on my phone really quick. So this is really nice. These marks I made a long time ago when I was first doing this project, but look at how great the little straight stitches, the wonky straight stitches look in conjunction with these marks in the background. Like that is really nice. That is totally a happy accident. Oh, did you post a link? Because you know what? You might not be able to post links. You can't post links. I'm so sorry. I have to have enabled you as an admin for you to post links. I apologize. You can't. You'll have to PM it to me. And then I can go to the computer really quick and share it for everyone. So yeah, when you, like, I tell people a lot, like I don't always work directly in the journal. And I didn't. You saw. So I sat to the side, I put the journal to the side, and then I built these two little, whatever they are, embellishments, clusters, collage pieces. And then I found places for them to work inside the journal. And that's awesome. That's super awesome. It complements this so well. And then it just, like, it's so much more freeing to me to create one thing and then make it work inside the journal or find a place where it just works naturally. I love that. That is one of my favorite processes. And it's not even a process. It's just more about, like, being confident that not everything has to match right away because you'll find a place for it. Like there's a place for everything. Give me a second. I want to pop over to the computer and post the link so anybody else who's interested in bullion roses can see them. Okay. Okay, so this is the video. If you want to learn how to make it, which I will absolutely be watching later. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're both videos. Thank you so much, Dina. Okay, so whichever one works for you, maybe both, but then we can all learn how to do this rose. That's so nice. It's really pretty too. I like it a lot, actually. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me say I have never done this. I've only seen it done once by some other person, but it is kind of similar, yeah. And I think it might be easier than a French knot because you don't have to hold everything super tight with your fingers. Yeah, I can't wait to try that. I'm not going to try it on camera because I don't want to look like an idiot, but I will try that, get that perfected, and see if I can't play with that. Because how cool would those roses be for the 100-day project? Somewhere tucked in there, right? All right, so I'm going to set this to the side. I found places for those very quickly. And I'm going to make a couple more. I have these tickets and they have this like red slash across them, and I don't ever use red. So when I pick them up, I go, gross. But I'm just going to cover it up. So it's okay. And I love everything else about the ticket. And I got these tickets for a good price. Tickets can be really expensive. So I got stacks of these ones, which makes them like affordable to put in kits. It's hard to find a good vintage ticket that's affordable for kits. So when I ran across them, I picked them up. I don't like the red slash, but yeah, I absolutely could do that. Yep. I could also cover it in washi, or you like ribbon, wrap some more paper around it. Like that looks really nice. Yeah, we're going to do that. Well, I ripped it a little too low. That's all right. Okay, we'll get rid of most of it. Dina, did you come to a decision about the workbench in the middle of your studio? There go the jets again, sorry. It could also be the transport plane to Area 51, which is absolutely, like, that's a real, like, we have a plane that transports people to the government facility. And I use Yoo-Hoo for everything. It always dries clear, so I don't even mind. Like, I use it on fabric and paper. This is hand-painted muslin. I painted that, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago now on a live video on Facebook. Yeah, I think the skylight's a great idea. I think, too, though, the workbench in the middle is a great idea. Do you have some Pinterest boards going with some of your ideas or things you found in other people's studios that you'd like to incorporate? I love it too, Wayne. Oh, God, Wayne, Pat. I know it's Pat. I'm sorry, Pat. That's probably going to happen a lot. But I buy it 12 at a time. Yeah. Why not? I use it. This way I don't run out very often. So this was a ticket and some vintage book text, hand-painted muslin. And this is some washi tape that I designed. And I don't know, like I do this a lot. Like I try things out. I don't know that there's a place on here for it. Or maybe I do now, but I didn't. I was just testing it out to see if I would like it on here. And luckily I do. So that's good. Maybe I'll put another smaller piece on top. Yeah, works. It works. I'm a tester outer. Like if I have an idea and I think it's going to work, but I'm not sure, then I test it out. I don't glue anything down right away, or maybe I just put it down lightly and then, you know, kind of live with it a little bit. And usually, because I've been doing this style of art for a very long time now, usually I have the right idea the first time or really close to the first time. Not always. I still definitely you know, have to think about things and try some out, and sometimes it takes me a little while to get there. Like if you saw today's 100-day project, like, you know, it's took me a little bit to get that to work exactly like I wanted, but it got there. If you saw yesterday's 100-day project, yesterday's was a struggle in the beginning. I don't even need this. So I have this little word here. It says 1804, and then there's a line, and it says measures. It came out of a book about like U.S. versus metric measures. It's really old, so it's like educating people. But not that book. Don't do that anymore. But do you know what I mean? Like a school book from a long time ago. And it doesn't mean anything, but I love the idea that there's now these sort of two singled out words on this little piece. And not everything has to have like super dimension like the other bits have had already. This is pretty good. I would like a little something right here. I love how it's sort of funneling down like this. And so if I put something here, your eye has been naturally drawn there. Like, let me think about it. It could be a button. It could be a little piece of chipboard. What Unwow Studio do I have laying around here? I don't know. I don't think I have. I cleaned up recently, so I kind of toss all my stragglers because I don't want them here forever, taking up space. I don't know. Okay. I will think about it. Let's see. Oh, receipts it. Yeah, that like make a journal out of the process. That's a great idea. Oh, you know what? I have this. I mean, I have lots of tape, but I have this one, and I haven't made a great use of it because, again, it has kind of this red bit on it. But if I cut out, it still looks like a tape measure. I'm going to have to get over that red thing. Oh, yeah, look at that. And I love numerals. I could do a double digit. Oh, it only goes to a, oh, right. 10, 11, because then it's the new one, and they did the new one in red. Of course they did. Ugh, okay. So I want an 11 there, a 10 there. I like the 3. Okay, I'm going with the 3. I ask her almost every day, Anna, about her new studio. She gets to build it. She gets to design it. It's so exciting. We're living vicariously through her. Thank you for saying that, Miss Nina. You guys, if you need a challenge, by the way, Nina, I can't host my own challenge. I just try to do other people's, but Nina is doing a 28 Days of Love challenge, and there's an Unwow Studio kit that we put together for her. And not that, like, you don't need it to play along. Just, she's got some great little some great downloads and things to inspire you to create every day in February. And you can hashtag and follow along with other people if you're not already. Look at, I love this. I love how this turned out. Let's find a place for it. I really like it on this black tag because I've been thinking about this black tag a lot, and I am not loving its like, it feels so final being stark black like that, but I like how that's playing. Oh, look, that's so funny. That's the other part of that tag. See? Whoop, that's not going there. My bad. I'll have to find something else about this. Oh, I like it on the back. And as part of the process, you sort of have to understand that eventually, you know, you're going to cover some of the stuff up, some of the work you've done. And I know that that is a hard concept for a lot of people to grasp. All right, look, I found its place. It just makes so much sense. Like when you try it out and it fits, then you're done. Don't keep going. Okay. Trust your instinct. You have to learn to trust your instinct, because if you're second guessing all the time, and this is something I struggled with a lot, but I, like in the last 2 years, have really been better to myself about going with the flow. Like, don't overthink everything. Trust your instinct. The more art you do, the more strong your instinct will be, and it will be the right choice each time. And if it's not the right choice, what, Dina? What happens if the choice you make is not the right choice in your art? Dina's been following me for quite a while. I'm thankful to each and every supporter, and she's one of my long haulers. So tell us, Dina, what happens if it's not the right choice the first time? I love this little page. That's right. You cover it up or you pull it off. That how much easier could it get? That's exactly right. You change it. You move on. You come back to a different time at a different time. Come back to it at a different time. It's, you know, like, you have to believe in yourself and you have to be confident. And you know, that's one of the big things about the Bookmaker Collective. We are teaching people and hopefully inspiring people to be confident and to make more, to do artist books, journals, whatever floats your boat or makes you happy. You need to do it. Be confident. Trust yourself. Trust the process. You will get there. It's okay if it takes a while. That's right. That's absolutely right. Gesso is the great equalizer. If it looks like shit, get out your gesso. That is right. Oh, I love this. I love that it's hidden. He's tucked behind. You don't see him right away, and then he sneaks up on you. Anna, I will. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to take another step away from here to use the computer. Oh, also, okay, so we have 15 minutes left. And this is where I like to say, hey, if you have any questions, ask them now so that we have time to talk about them. But I'm going to give you the newsletter link so you can see the previous newsletter that went out. Okay, so this is the link for the actual newsletter that is about the Bookmaker Collective, and you'll get all the information that way. And just to double check, bye, Dina. I will see you supporters. So Dina's leaving, but supporters, we're going to meet again. I will be live again tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then for anyone who wants to join the newsletter list but isn't subscribed, here is the link for that. Okay, and then I am in the process of cleaning out my newsletter list. Like, I have lots of subscribers from the past for things that I don't participate in anymore. And it's not a huge deal. It's just that, like, we aren't connecting anymore. So I've been sending emails to people I don't need to, and I'm working on cleaning that out. So it's really important for the next 2 newsletters for you to open them. You don't have to click them or do anything else, but I'm going to beg you to open them so that I don't delete you should you be wanting to see, stuff that I'm working on, mixed media, pop-up shops, Wow Studio products, classes, workshops, that kind of stuff. So keep that in mind. I am cleaning out my newsletter list. So I don't want to lose you if you don't want to be lost. But if you find yourself not receiving my emails, you can always sign back up. All right. So Anna, yeah, go ahead and read that. That should have all the information that you want in it. And I'll try to remember to make a post in the community tab for YouTube also. All right. Well, I mean, we're at 10 minutes left. If you guys, don't have any questions, or I think I'll make one more and see what I can come up with and see if I can glue it in. And then we'll call it. So just let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. She is, isn't she? I know, they all do. It just doesn't matter how I plan it or what happens. They all get nice and chunky. I love it. I love it so much. Here is, by the way, so I do go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays also. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's for YouTube supporters, $10 tier and up. But here's the journal that I've been working on with them, and we are like 98% complete. I'm going to do a quick flip through for you. You can see like wax seals, of course, gold foil, chipboard, asemic writing, tucks and tabs and things like that. Small pages and big pages and lots of stuff going on. And the great thing about this journal is it's just whatever I want whenever I want. And so there's some sort of watercolory, inky type stuff, stenciling, lots and lots and lots of stuff going on in this journal. And if you're interested in becoming a subscriber, you get to go back and watch the videos. So, there's that. This is what we worked on last night, this and something else. So big variety in here for sure. Just creating. Here's one of my favorite little bits. It's so delicious. Lots of gold thread. There's gold foil and stuff in here. So I do go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It is a bones. It is a book bones. It's the 4x6 portrait size. Hint, hint, portrait. Did you hear that? Okay, I'm not going to say anything else about that right now, but so it's a 4x6, and then it has 3 spines in it, but I'm only using the 2 outside. So the middle spine just gives me space and nothing else. See that? I don't have any signatures in there. And even then with that extra, like this is one reason why I know it's almost done, but 2, because my pages are pretty much done. Thank you for saying that, Anna. Like, I really do try, like, I have to have a place to play, right? So I'm not going to sell this when I'm done with it. Like, it's mine. It's my journal that I play in. But yeah, so like this page is all about collage. Like there's nothing else here. This is some rust dyeing from my Rusty Bits course, and this is some chroma crackle I played with, and then I glued some of my favorite papers down and some washi tape, and that's what this page is. And then there's some pages like this one where I worked and worked and worked on this. You should have saw all the images it went through and how like it's been through tons of stages. And then I covered it with tape, and then I did more. And so some of them take a long time, and some of them come together easily. Some of them I revisit. Some of, you know, it just depends what's happening. This page is actually came in upside down because I rebound it, and it somehow got turned around when I was putting that signature back in. So it's really funny, but it's upside down. But it works better this way anyways. So yeah. I love it. I love them too. Thank you so much. Oh, I did answer that. Yes. 4x6 book bones. So this is the biggest one that we offer, that I offer. I say we, but because it used to be my husband and I, but then he got a real job and now he goes to work every day and I use a laser cutter. Woo, I'm warm tonight. I think it's because I'm under the lights. Let's see. I don't want to use the same stuff I've been using because those two, they're different, but they are similar. I've been in love with this dot grid paper that I got a couple years ago to make my own planner, which I never did, but I love it. There we go. It is really fun to paint and stamp on, isn't it? So I do have a pad of tracing paper, but I also bought this wax paper, and I bought it like on Amazon, of course. I think it's packaging. I have to go back and look. And then I bought a package of vellum, which is different again, from tracing paper. And I bought acetate sheets. So I've been really branching out, and and I have deli paper too, but this stuff is fun to work on, and it's different. It takes mediums differently. Same with all of them. Even this planner paper, like, because I'm so used to working on construction paper and vintage papers, not construction, watercolor paper and vintage papers, that it's been really fun to branch out. I hope you're enjoying that tracing paper for real. I'm not going to keep working on this. I'm calling it. But I'll sit here and chat with you guys for a couple more minutes. Oh, yes, that's right. So it gets so things like tracing paper, deli paper, they get crinkly. That's what I love. And that's what I love about it. Sorry, I'm like moving on. I have a lot to say about it. It gets crinkly. I love it. It has a different feel to it. It has a different sound in it. It's so neat. It really is. I will look up the name and get back to you, Pat. I can't remember. I don't even remember how I came across it on Amazon. I think I was looking for packaging or newsprint or tissue paper. Maybe I was looking for craft tissue paper. I can't remember. But it's wax bait. Like it's almost really similar to deli paper. It has a waxiness to it. Maybe it's grease paper. I'm not sure. I will look it up and get back to you. Oh, well, I can do that now, actually. But Nina, what do you mean by that? Aren't you in Arizona? You can't get, you can't get deli paper? Good night, Lynn Bald Eagle. I'll see you. Oh, did you go to Smart and Final while you were here? Okay, so I found the listing, and yeah, Smart and Final is a popular place. Okay, so here's what it says. It says parchment paper sheets, OAMCEG. I apologize if I'm yelling. I'm really close to the camera now so you can see. Like my head is like right next to it, and it's $18 for 300 sheets. So yeah, look, they like use it in food and like cooking and stuff. It says parchment paper sheets. It's just brown instead of white parchment paper. But I swear it's different than the parchment paper you get on the roll to cook on. And it comes in cut sheets already. So these ones were 12 by 16 inches. But I'm sure, it says unbleached pre-cut parchment paper. With a silicone brush. That's really funny. I actually did get a brush with it. $18 for 300 sheets. So it's hella awesome. It's so affordable. And you never run out. It's just like yeah. Do you want me to read it again or can you see it? Parchment paper sheets, OAMCEG. And these are 12 by 16. I'll post the link. Hold on just a second. Yeah, they are really big sheets. Like, it's really nice. And so you could even put them like under your work and, under your workspace, and they can catch all your junk and all your paints and mists and stuff, and then you can reuse it as collage fodder. And I'll just post the link right here for you so you can click it and you don't even have to like write down anything or search for anything. And I've seen this one before. Check this out. This is really cool. It's a little bit pricier, but this is deli paper, but it has like a London newsprint on it. Like, it's really cool. 300 sheets, but it's like $24. But even then, it's depending on how you use it, it's pretty affordable. All right, guys, that's me. That's what I got. I'm gonna call it, and I love sharing with you. Thank you for being here. Supporters, I will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And everyone else, keep watching for the 100 days. I plan on posting as many as I can. And I will be back here live next Wednesday. All right. Thank you. Thanks for spending time with me. I really appreciate it.